I looked to the things around me and hoped they would bring me joy. I looked at the friends that had nothing left to give and I hoped to gain freedom. I looked toward my equally overwhelmed husband and hoped for refreshing. And over again, I got disappointed. Then I needed distraction from my disappointment. I again turned to the things around and I hoped that they would bring me joy. I again looked at the friends that had nothing left to give and I hoped to gain freedom. Over and over again, I looped myself in distraction and told myself that one day, this would yield fruit. Lucky for me, I looked to those I admired and saw that they were not looped like me. I inquired and they said to me, avoid distractions, focus on the goal. Cut out everything that doesn't align. You are a force of life. Power resonates from every word you speak. I became the woman of many colors. From the outside, she looked like an ordinary woman, but if you peeled back the layers, you discovered what only few had the privilege of knowing. Just like a courageous wolf, she bounced back up and kept moving, glaring unrelentingly at her goal. Be unapologetically yourself and never dim your light for anyone. Fight to leave a legacy and a light for the little 10-year-olds that will one day be your age.
My name is Martin Tumene, the current managing director at Zaantu Capital, and Dr. Lisa Tumene is our CEO. She's quite brilliant, especially with working with people and also managing and also getting things done. And we admire her for that sort of leadership strength. And she brings a whole lot to the table in terms of how to build teams. And she does really brilliantly, especially with deadlines and getting work done.
I graduated in 2016 as a pharmacist, and I was working at one of these pharmacies trying to, earn a living. I had just started. I was building on my experience, and that's when I met Martin. He was a very good friend and he was encouraging me to read all these different books and expand his mind. He was reading a lot of books and that's when I sparked that interest to really get into what the world was about, because I had a narrow mindset. I thought it was just about medicine and I thought that you could only help people by treating them. I didn't know that you could do so much more, and he opened up my mind to this. And so I started my side business, which was making earrings using plastic waste and cloth waste, and I called it African Body. And he also wanted to inspire people, and he had so much knowledge about business at that time, and he wanted to teach it to the different university students. We had just graduated and he was a lecturer at Chambogo University, and he would gather these students in a room and teach them about business and entrepreneurship and pitch decks. And I had never heard of that world before because I had been in medical stuff. So we joined together and made African Body Innovation Hub, under which we wanted to create different entrepreneurs, raise them, mentor them, and help them to grow. I was also doing my business still, going from conference to conference, learning about marketing, learning about growing a team. And we had our first team, and with the team we decided to call it Zaantu. That means for the people, and we lost this team, unfortunately, and we lost the next team that came after that. And right now we're on our third team, but now it's 14 members strong, and we have learned the value of their mindset, the value of community, the value. And it's been a lot of setbacks, but we're still going, and we're going strong, because at this moment some of our team members are remote. They are not based in Uganda. I learned how to market. I learned how to brand. And I remember the first marketing video I put out there, the first photos that I shot for the products that I'm selling. And this evolved into what I'm doing now because it's easier.
So 2020 is the year that me and this good man, we had to find jobs and find work. But there's always this looming feeling that there's always this voice in the inside of you that always keeps telling you maybe you're missing out on something, or maybe you're meant for something much bigger than this. And so in 2023, we decided, hey, let's build a new team. Let's just get started. Because most of this had actually pushed us through that whole period, which had a really strong mindset. And I, on the other hand, still had this voice that was speaking to me and telling me, maybe we are meant to do so much more. So 2023, we bounced back strong. We decided to get a new team, start all over again. And then in 2024, we then decided that, hey, maybe it's time to change up things. So that's when we decided to look at mindset. So this I said, to look into mindset. It was her passion and her spirit in that field. On my end, I decided to also change because I was more into leadership and then started doing city as a service. It was at Zaantu. And so we created Zaantu Speaks and then Zaantu Technologies, but this time we had the city as a service. And we spent that whole year going out, looking for clients, going for as many conferences as possible. We would travel to Kenya to meet as many people that we could meet. So we marketed ourselves, put ourselves out there, and I really saw Zaantu Speaks really grow and transform. And then one day we meet one of the investors that is famous here in Africa, and he tells Lisa to, you know what, maybe you could change the name and then create what they call Laila Heaven. So Laila Heaven became, from Zaantu Speaks, then became Laila Heaven. And in that front, Laila Heaven became the place where people could go to get mindset coaching as entrepreneurs. And that's what's happening this year. And with the city as a service, the more we continue to engage with different kinds of clients, we noticed a real gap in the market, especially in the African market. Majority of people don't have enough, I would say, capital to run their businesses. And so we decided to start Zaantu Capital just this year in February 2025. And this at February 2025, when we began reaching out to investors, getting to know more about what we should do. Luckily, we did meet someone called Barry Clements and traveled all the way to Kenya, to Uganda. We met with him and then we decided to create our first event, which was the Investor Ready Summit that happened on July 15th of 2025. And it was really fun. We met a lot of investors, we met different kinds of entrepreneurs. And that first event helped us gain as much knowledge as needed as possible. And now we are moving into the Investor Gather Summit, which is happening on the 15th of November 2025. And we've built a strong team from then on. I mean, imagine having to lose your founding team in the very beginning and then create another team only to see them leave, and another team only to see them leave. And sometimes can be quite disappointing, but here we are going strong. And Zaantu Capital is here basically, first of all, to connect entrepreneurs to investors and help them get the funding that they need, because there's a huge funding gap, especially in Africa.
So you get to meet investors that you've been looking for, and you get to show them what you have and you get the feedback on what they want. So that's a really good win. Someone looking for this.
Wow, were you able to get into some conversations with some investors?
Yeah, definitely. So some of them actually are willing to go further.
Wow.
So we're discussing how we can go, get more from the relationship.
And beyond that, when we also look at what we intend to do, we also do direct investment in some of these businesses. We've met brilliant people, we've met really strong minds, really strong characters, and we've seen people who are very inspirational. And all we want to do is to push beyond boundaries, which is our mantra. Push beyond boundaries at the end of the day. Can we push beyond the limits that have limited us for so long?
Every day I would message privately around 30 people. I was practically spamming them and asking them if they needed mental wellness coaching, and if they needed or had somebody in their circles who needed to speak to someone and get a few things off their chest who was struggling. And every time I spoke to someone and asked them, what is the biggest challenge that you have in your life? Their answer was funding. Right from African Body Innovation Hub in 2016, we have focused on the entrepreneurs in Africa. And now we have divided Zaantu Technologies Uganda Limited into different companies, and one of them is Zaantu Capital. Thanks to our amazing advisor and all the people that we have worked with. At this moment, the team at Zaantu Technologies is 14 members strong. We have learned how to build a team, how to grow a community, and how to keep their mindset right. Most importantly, our team always has mental wellness sessions, and this keeps them focused and aligned with the company goals.
We've also gone ahead to create events, monthly events that support different kinds of businesses. For this sort of context, it's mainly run by Lila Heaven, which is run by her. And what happens is that on this monthly event, it's more or less like team building, where we get together different companies and we can team build together, work with each other, But beyond that, it's also, do we actually have the right mindset to help us get through the hardships? There are a lot of people going through a lot of things in this world. But because of that aspect of having the right mindset, that has really helped a lot of companies, or a lot of people, or within Zaantu, a lot of our teammates get through the hardships. Now, going also into Zaantu Capital, we've also created what we call Startup 101 classes. Now, this happens every Wednesday at 7 p.m. East African time. With this, we just get to the nitty-gritties of how to actually build a business. What are the things you need to look out for? How do you become investor ready? How do you build a pitch deck? And we get different kinds of questions on that day. This happens online, and we're really loving this because it kind of reminds us of African Body, where we'd meet in a specific location and just talk about entrepreneurship, about business, about all of these things that are going on. But now we can do it online, and we can reach out to even more people that we can in different kinds of countries. And that's what's so important to us, because at the end of the day, the vision and the mission is actually getting out there to the world. And that's what's making it great.
Absolutely. And now with our networks of investors from across the world that keeps on building with each and every event, we can actually provide real solutions to these founders, but ensuring that their mindsets are right. We're providing real help as well to the investors to secure their investment. But Lila Haven is here to make sure that their mindsets are in the right place. Because as we interacted with the investors at this summit, the first summit that we had, we interacted with them, and the investors' biggest challenge was the founder. The irony of it was that it was the founder mindset. The investors, some of them said that whenever these founders received the money, they changed their characters, and some of them could not handle, and some of them, they forgot the goal. Some of them decided to squander the money, and this was the investors' biggest crime. So Zaantu Capital partnered with Lila Haven to bridge the gap, but we provide mindset coaching as part of the program compulsorily to ensure that the mindset of the entrepreneur is right, such that their investment is secured and they stand a higher chance to get their money's worth. And also for the entrepreneur out there to know that in case they need capital and are capital ready, they have a place to go.
And this is going to be very important in the future. Why? Because right now we're actually building a fund, our first fund. And this fund is going to be targeted towards specific, I would say, companies that we are looking out for, those that have mainly been in touch with. But also beyond that, we are looking to be able to support entrepreneurs in Africa and beyond Africa. It's not just a vision for Africa only, but also for the whole entire world.
Life will always have so many challenges, and this is something that we've come to understand because of all the setbacks that we've experienced right from 2016 when we started and we were kicked out of that venue where we were meeting, and then we had to go from classroom to classroom looking for where to meet our entrepreneurs, to trying to find different people to come and speak to those students such that they could be mentored, and some of these people turning down our offers and struggling with no funding at all. We have built this with no funding at all, and right now with our partners' help we are expanding and we are growing. So we have had our fair share of failures.
Exactly. And we failed on so many different fronts. We didn't know how to build a team in the very beginning. We also lacked a lot of capital in the very beginning. We tried out, with all the technologies, we did try out trying to create software for different kinds of people, but that failed. That didn't pan out quite well. I failed on so many different projects, and I think along this journey, you build what they call tenacity. Despite the failures that you might have on different things that you're doing, just going to grow strong, learn from those failures, and just keep moving forward. It's not an easy journey, and in most cases, as an entrepreneur, you're going to most probably walk alone. But many people are going to understand you. Maybe your family members want to get you as well. But at the end of the day, it's a worthwhile journey, because if you're actually doing something that you love, something that you're passionate about, and something that actually creates value for people, then you are in the right space. You are in the right place, and it's where you're meant to be. Sometimes the universe calls you to do what you need to do. Yeah. And that's how we see this.
Absolutely. And we encourage you to keep pushing beyond boundaries, because at Zaantu, we push beyond boundaries.
Push beyond boundaries. Keep moving forward.